Greetings and welcome to the week of July 4th. We're here to take a look at the American economy through the eyes of the spiders and the Qs. Remember just last week or two ago I told you that this is the spiders. Spiders had this support. They're under the 200 period moving average, under the 20. That's negative. They have this support here, and they broke here after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bar weekly move. This is a weekly chart. And now, you see what I mean. It broke, but it didn't go far yet. And it may not go very far. I don't expect it to go very far. Buyers have come into this market, as you can tell with this hammer right here. Buyers are coming into the market at support. Okay, this leaves us in a very confused state. Let's take a look at the daily. This is the weekly. Here on the daily, you see this energetic move here, and then doji here and the star up here right next to this 20 period moving average, and a slight bit of consolidation, just a little. But you saw what it looked like on the weekly chart, so the chances are very good that it can overcome all that, especially after that couple months sell-off. So really we're looking more positive than negative. A lot of people who went short at that break do not realize this. Okay, let's take a look at the Qs. Here on the Qs, remember I told you chances are, because of this support here, that it was going to kind of stop, and because it was not held above this 20 period moving average, that it still signaled a weakness. So you got a weakness coupled with support, which equals into a sideways movement much of the time, even though it can still reach down for this 200 period moving average and this support as well. So here we are in limbo land with the Qs and the NASDAQ market, basically. So that's where we are. It's because for long-term traders, it's going to be a while before you need to start trading. I just don't see this clearing up anytime soon. It may take a few months, or you could get a buying pressure happening here just next week, and then we can kind of gauge from the thrust of this, because this long tail here does signify that buyers did come into the market this week. They're in there, and if this goes over this prior bar's high, then chances are you're going to be under a serious buying pressure. How long that's going to last, I'm not sure. If you went short, yeah, it's about time to start taking some profits off the table, okay? Or tightening up your stops very tightly. One of those two things, either will do, because this can rip your profits right out of your pockets. Let's take a look at the daily. Here on the daily, we had it broke this slight support here, and so we have to watch and see if it's going to hold this low. But this was a consolidation. Unfortunately for this consolidation, it was preceded by the weekly. How many weeks was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 6-week sell-off, and then you consolidate. I mean, that's not a consolidation I would educationally remind you to do or recommend. Here back to the daily. So basically the last time it opened up low and started a little selling, so it's under a tad bit of selling pressure here. And you must remember that on the weekly there's this 20 period average right above it, so that's what it's fearing. It's really afraid because last time it consolidated here and broke down very strongly. So the fear is there, and I just don't see this just taking off. It may take off, but it probably won't take off as strong as it took off here with all this. As for the short-term traders, if the Q's open above this bar next week, then you can probably expect a good bit of buying to happen. So really, for short-term traders, we're still kind of looking long as it holds this low. And even if it corrects this low, it probably won't go very far except to go down to that 200 period moving average on the weekly, which is something else you need to be aware of, because it hasn't hit this 200 yet, and it could easily do it. But if it goes up above this, there's going to probably be at least 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks of buying going on, and that's just what we have going on in the American economy. In other words, it's not really as bad as the news is saying and all this good stuff. Matter of fact, when you see price go over this amount here, you're going to start seeing all kind of positive news about this and that, because these charts drive the news. So I forget what news happened when it broke the I think Fannie Mae, right? Pay attention. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they announced that they were failing when spiders. When the spiders broke this this two-stop support, that's when Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac came out about how bad they were doing and all this other good stuff, right? That's precisely what happens. Like I told you before, charts drive news, not the other way around. Alright, well, thanks a lot. Nothing is clear yet. It could easily become clear this week. If price goes above this bar here, there's going to be a buying pressure most probably. And so you definitely want to tighten up your stops on your shorts if you're short anything. For your long-termers. For your short-termers, basically we probably are looking at a positive week, 2, 3 maybe, if we're lucky. And that is all. Thank you for listening. Have a good evening.